No sweat. All right. Ugh. Mm-hmm. All right, Most High Christ, Shalom, Israel, Yahweh, Shemel, Shabbat, Thumb, Yahweh, Shemal, Thumb, Shemel, Shah, Priest and Officer 1000 get die, holding it down till 12 show. General Muhammad gets here. General Muhammad will be in the building. Make sure y'all type y'all questions into the chat. You know what I mean? Black man, Latino man, First Nation man, and woman. We got to understand, man, now is the time to come out of the world, to come out of America. I don't know if y'all know this, man, but New York, it's under state of emergency because of the monkeypox, man. Goes to show you, man, like the Lord is not done plaguing America. The Lord is not done plaguing this place because, man, this is the time, you know what I mean, that all black people, all Latinos, all First Nation men and women come back into the truth. And when I say black, I'm talking about that black man and woman in America, in the West Indian Islands, and in Haiti, and in South America. I'm not talking about Africans, not talking about East Indians. We are not those people, man. Talking about blacks, Latinos, and First Nation men and women. Now is the time for us to come into the truth. Because these pestilence and these plagues, guess what? They in the Bible. Your church does not have the answer for what's going on in the earth right now. They have no clue. They clueless, like your pastor is just sitting there like, what in the is going on? But it wasn't meant for him to know. All they care about is themselves and their pockets, man. While the I.S.U.P.K. under Command of GEN.YAHANNA are the only ones that give a damn about blacks, Latinos, and First Nation men and women. And the I.S.U.P.K. is of the Most High, man. Let me get Deuteronomy. First, let me show you these pestilence and these diseases first. Right. Let me first show it to you. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, right? Chapter 28 and verse 61.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 61.
Mm-hmm.
Also, every sickness.
Mm-hmm.
And every plague.
Also, every sickness and every plague. Every sickness and every plague. What is this talking about, man? This is talking about your diseases that you see now. It was around back then. It's under different names. Right. They may not have called it, you know what I mean, monkeypox back then. They may not have called it COVID-19 back then. But the Lord said every sickness and every plague. Read on.
Which is not written in the book of this law.
Which is not written in the book of this law, because they're not written in the book of this law. Every disease and every plague, which is not written in the book of this law, does not mean that these plagues aren't coming. It's not mean that this disease and sicknesses are not coming, because they're right here. Read on.
Then will the Lord bring upon thee.
Then will the Lord bring upon thee. Then the Lord said that he was going to bring them upon us, man. The Lord said that he was going to bring these pestilence, these diseases, and these plagues because we disobeyed our God, man. That's why it's important. I saw a video of a sister not too long ago, man, which was just terrible. Sister, of course, was a homosexual living a lesbian lifestyle, and they showed like her early stages of monkeypox and to what she looks like now. It's a rough sight, sis. It's a rough sight, and you got to look at it like this. When the monkeypox first started, who was it hitting first? It was hitting the oppressor over here in America and Europe, Spain and Italy. You know what I mean? Hitting our oppressor and our enemies first, but they can hit us too, man. Right. That's why the Lord is letting us know that none of our people should be homosexuals, man. Right. Because if you are, the Lord said that your blood will be upon you. How? Right. By these diseases, AIDS, HIV, monkeypox. Like, what more? You know what I mean? What more, you know what I mean, what needs to be shown to prove, man, that the Most High is the one that is causing all of this, man. He said, every sickness and every disease which is not written in the book of this law, then will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. That's why none of our people should be delving in any of that. First of all, black man, Latino man, and woman, I shouldn't have to tell you, you're not free, white, and 21. You can't live the lifestyle of the oppressor. Like we think, I buy because we here in America, we overcame so much. Now we can walk hand in hand, join on with the oppressor, and everything is cool. No, everything is not cool, black man, Latino man, and woman. We are further angering our God, man, by not coming back into the ISUPK. That's the duty for all blacks, Latinos, and First Nation men and women is to come through these doors. And I know it is the hardest thing on the earth to do. It is the hardest thing on the earth to do if you're a black, Latino, or First Nation, because the world seems so appealing. But listen, man, the Lord said this. If I could, give me Proverbs chapter. Bear with me. Give me a second. Give me Proverbs 16 and start at verse 25. Give me Proverbs 16 and verse 25.
This is the book of Proverbs, 16 and verse 25.
And hold 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5.
There is a way that seemeth right unto a man.
There is a way that seemeth right unto a man. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man. You may think being a homosexual feels right. You may think being a whore or whoremonger feels right. You may think smoking everything on the earth, smoking all of the weed I buy, is just amazing, that it is all right. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man. Read on.
But the end thereof are the ways of death.
But the end thereof are the ways of what?
Death.
Are the ways of death. Meaning if you keep being a homosexual, you keep being a whore or a whoremonger, you keep smoking that weed, smoking whatever you smoke, and guess what? It will be the death for you. Not just the physical death that our people suffer every day, but to be spiritually dead. Like everybody claims to be so woke, so awake, and it's quite the contrary if you're not in the I.S.U.P.K. under command of General YAHANNA. You fast asleep just like everybody else. Now is the time to put that weed down, brother. Now is the time, sister, to get off them poles and stop being whores, man. Because the Lord is plaguing this place, man. Shalom, sir. Lord of Christ. You went to class? Oh, good. Nice, sir. Most high Christ. Well, good. Now, brother, understand this, black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 5, because the Lord is not done plaguing this place, man, and you will die alongside the oppressor. Like we pray to the Most High, right? That the Lord, has mercy on all the 12 tribes of Israel, that all of Israel makes it on them chariots. But he did say 2/3 must go. You do not want to perish with your white daddy in that glorious day of Christ. You do not want to perish, because you will. We was going into it like in the Sabbath service, man. But like you sisters, don't be like Lot's wife and look back. Right. There is nothing, and let me explain something. For everybody that has a so-called stake in America, you may think because I have a good slavery, I got a good job, or I got a nice home, I have this, I have that. All of that is going to mean nothing when Christ returns. Right. I pray you understand. Right. I pray you understand. Like your reward, for following our King, for doing what the Most High said to do, will be far greater than anything you can imagine in the oppressor's kingdom. Right. Like you see how Esau lives his life. Like Elon Musk can go to space. Like Elon Musk can go to the bathroom right now and then go up to space and come back in a day and nothing happens. Right. We'd be fortunate to go down the street and make it back to our cribs alive. Right. That's the difference. But those roles are going to be reversed in Christ's kingdom. Right. You best believe that, black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman. You are not leaving nothing behind in the world. As a matter of fact, you escape death, certain death. Because the longer you take, to come out of the world, you are playing Russian roulette with your life with a fully loaded gun. Right. You don't know where it's going to come from. You don't know if it's going to be, somebody killing you, somebody robbing you, somebody abusing you, or disease falling on you. You can forget about it. But all of that goes away when you come in here and serve the Lord the right way. Read what you got, Ibad.
Oh, God. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, 15, verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world.
Man, the Lord said that he was going to bring plagues upon the world, man. We seeing that right now. We are seeing plagues being brought on the world right now.
Right.
Like, Officer Don, they thought because, oh man, COVID done slowed up. COVID ain't slow up.
Right.
Oh, Drake got COVID right now. Like, everybody is still getting sick, whether it's the COVID-19, whether it's the monkeypox, and there is more to come. The Lord said, behold, I, the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. Meaning, listen, man, the Lord is not done with this place. He is not done. He is bringing plagues, monkeypox, COVID-19, and there is another one coming. You best believe it. Something more dreadful than monkeypox and coronavirus is coming, black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman. Read on.
The sword.
The what?
The sword.
The sword, meaning this. The sword, meaning war. War is, matter of fact, that's already happening now. The sword. Look at Russia and the Ukraine.
Right.
Russia and the Ukraine, the sword, man. Read on.
Oh God. Famine.
Famine. Listen, you see the famine, the food shortages. You know what I mean? The inflation that's going on, all these high gas prices, you could forget about it. Now, the Lord said that he was going to bring famine. You know what I mean? We seeing that right now with the food shortages and everything, the gas prices. You see it, you know what I mean, with the plagues, the coronavirus, the monkeypox, and you see it with the sword. World War III is around the corner. Death. Read on.
Death and destruction.
Death and destruction. Death and destruction, man. Meaning this. You keep it up, black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman, and not getting right. All of these things can happen to you. It can happen to you. Now, as the Lord's chosen people, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? Now is the time to get right. Now, if I could, give me Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. Romans 13 and verse 11, Baba Pashar. Hey, shalom, warrior, Lord in Christ. Make sure y'all type your questions in for when the general gets here. Baba Pashar. Give me Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. This is what we got to do as the Lord's chosen people in the midst of everything that's going on right now.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11.
Go ahead.
And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Now, knowing the time, man, and that knowing the time, this is the time. You cannot push this back any further.
Right.
The longer you take saying, I'm going to come to class tomorrow, I'm going to come to class next week, I'm going to come to class next month, I'm going to come to class next year, because a lot of the excuses is, I want to get right before I go in there. Nah, we're going to take you as you are, black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman, and you're going to get right just like that. Shalom, warrior, Lord in Christ. You're going to get right. Lord knows, you know what I mean? Speaking from like personal experience, I was not perfect when I came up in here. I still can't believe I came up in here. By the grace of the Most High and Christ and the mercy, here I am now, man. You are playing with your life, black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman. Stop pushing it back. It's saying that knowing the time. Everybody knows the time. Everybody knows this is the end of the world, the end of Esau's society. And Jacob's, world is getting ready to rise. Knowing that, why not get right now? Why keep pushing it back? Don't be that brother that see us and be like, oh man, on that day of Christ, I'm going to be with y'all brothers. I'm going to get with y'all brothers on that day. Nah, you got to get with us now, brother. Sis, you got to stop being a whore now. Brother, you got to stop being a murderer now. It says in that, knowing the time, that it is what?
High time.
It is high time, black man, Latino man and woman, First Nation man and woman. It is high time. Meaning this, you thought it was time yesterday. You thought it was time last week. But today, make today the day that you come to class. Make today the day that you tune in online and sign in online. Make today the day that you finally put that weed down. That you stop, being a drug addict, being a whoremonger, being a murderer. Read on.
to awake out of sleep.
To awake out of sleep, because we are fast asleep. Go ahead, brother. Romans 13 and 11. Understand this, man. It is high time to awake out of sleep. Now, listen, Black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman, because right now our people are fast asleep. Sleepy Joe Biden is rocking our people to sleep. Pope Francis just rocked our First Nation brothers and sisters to sleep. And I got to talk about that again because of how offensive it was, man. For him to come out there with the Gadite, headpiece, and disrespect our people. He's sitting there in the middle, and our First Nation brothers and sisters, man, the Uncle Tomahawks of our people. We got Uncle Toms, we got Uncle Tomahawks, the water Captain Kahan for the term. But listen, man, it was just disgraceful. Kissing the Pope's hand, man. We got to realize as the Lord's chosen people that we are the slaves here in America. That was the time to stop being a slave to the oppressor and become that righteous man and woman that our power wants us to be, man. Like, how the hell can we continue, to serve this oppressor and to think we are allies of America and Europe and all of these other places, man? And this is what goes on. That's why the Lord is going to destroy this place. That is why the Most High is plaguing this place right now. That's why it says it is high time, man, to awake out of sleep. Read on that, Bob.
Okay. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
And now is our salvation nearer than when we believe, man. Our salvation is near because we can see everything that's going on, man. We see these plagues, we see this pestilence, and it was prophesied about. Bob, give me Isaiah 47 and start at verse 3. Because what we don't realize, we think, and it's sad all of a sudden, but our people think the oppressor cannot be defeated. You know how the oppressor, how I realize our people are the perfect slaves? They make every excuse on the earth. They say, well, the oppressor is the one that's doing that with the monkeypox. He's sitting up there, he in the laboratory, he unleashing this on our people. Same thing with the coronavirus and them 5G towers. You give the oppressor far too much credit and power. And you have no idea the power and the abilities that our God has. Like, how can you be in one breath, that my God is so powerful and maleficent, like Christians say, but then you give all your glory, to the oppressor and trying to acknowledge that he's the one that do these things and the Most High is the one that do them. Every disease, every pestilence, every famine that you see, the Lord has done it. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
I'll take your questions whenever you have them. Let's hear them, all right? I'll take them online and in the room, whenever you're ready.
I have a question, sir.
Please.
Brother asked me a really good question. I didn't have an answer.
Before I forget, a brother from Chicago, he said he had a ton of questions. He called me about it. I'm not going to remember it. Just make sure to type in, all right? If you have questions, right, it's better that you ask them in class so that I can answer the question one time as opposed to 10 times, all right? But if you need to call, of course, you're free to call, all right? Let's go, Yediah.
If I could, sir, brother asked me a really good question. I didn't have an answer for it. I know Abraham can come back to any tribe. I know that Job can come back to any tribe.
Right.
The question is Lot. I know Lot was a righteous brother. It's in, I believe, 1 Peter, 3rd chapter. Would Lot come back through us, or would Lot come back through Moab and Ammon?
Let me try to get it. Okay, because Lot is the father of Moab and Ammon. No, well, okay, when it comes to reincarnation, right? You don't ever want to, say someone has to come back through this or has to come back through that. The point with reincarnation is this, that the Most High can allow Lot to come back through anyone through his father's side. You get my point. Lot has a father, right? Lot's children were Moab and Ammon, right? But of course, Lot comes from Abraham's family. So Lot will come back through someone in his father's side. Now, will Lot definitely come back as a Moabite? I couldn't say it in the scriptures, but I couldn't say he will not, because there's no scripture that says it. And that's the key to not starting a religion. You don't want to, say something can happen that the Bible does not say cannot happen. All right. Lot was not an Israelite. He was before Israel. But Lot definitely was an Adamite, but all the nations are Adamites. So Lot will come back from someone from his father's side. That's how I would answer that question. All right. Come on.
So would Abraham have to come back to Judah and Isaac later came through Judah or no?
One more time.
Wouldn't Abraham have to be Judah, Isaac later on? Judah,
Okay,
Isaac,
well, of course, the scriptures talk about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and knowing that they are coming back through the 12 tribes of Israel, because that's specifically in the Bible with them being called the patriarchs. All right. So is that your question, or is it something else?
No, would Abraham have to come back as Judah, but that's the same thing. He can come back.
Is it? No, that's the same thing. He doesn't have to come back as a Judite. There's no precept that says he has to. He will come back as an Israelite, because that is specifically in the New Testament, right? That's in the New Testament specifically. Lot is not in the New Testament specifically. It does not mean that Lot must come back as a Moabite, of course, because, of course, Lot's family was of the same family as Abraham. You get my point. All right. That's it. Next.
The brother had a question, sir. And he wanted a general breakdown of Galatians chapter 3, 18 through 26. He says Christians say the laws were given to show how we fall short of God's glorious standards, needing to be in a relationship with him. He said also they use it to say the law is given to show our sinfulness before God and our need for God alone to save us from Christ.
Yeah. That's a rough one now. Okay, and so are they saying that the Lord gave us the law to show how sinful we are? So then he just let us sin. Is that the point I'm trying to get at?
That's what Christians are trying to say.
So Christians be like, man, because of this law, it just proved that we terrible at not eating pork, terrible at not eating shrimp, terrible at not being homosexual. So get rid of the law and just go ahead and be homosexual and go ahead and break God's law, since you can't keep it anyway. I'm assuming that's what the Christian is saying. What I'm doing right now is what you have to do when you battle a Christian. Okay, with a Christian, you have to make them see what they're saying. You want to make them understand it. Like, so wait a minute. So God saw we were terrible at obeying him. So he said, since you're so bad at obeying me, you don't have to obey me at all. So just do all the things that I just said you're terrible at not doing. And ask him, just say, is that what you're saying? And then ask him this. So really, because we were so terrible at not committing murder, because of course Cain did kill his brother Abel. So we're terrible at not committing murder. God saw that. So he decided to allow us to murder, since we're horrible at it. Is that what you're saying? Ask the Christian that question. Right? We're terrible at not raping people. Oh my God, we're awful at that. We're terrible at not being child molesters, right? Aren't we? All right. So then God just is saying, go ahead and molest those kids. Go ahead and rape those women, because, I gave you a law telling you not to rape women, and you showed me that you are just filthy and you can't do it. So rape all the women you want. Murder all you want. Just ask the Christian, is that what he's saying? Okay, now, did he pull a precept that I need to go over?
Oh, you just want to break down Galatians 3 and 18.
Let's go ahead and read that.
Galatians chapter 3 and verse 18. For if the inheritance be of the law, it is no more promise, but God gave it to Abraham by promise.
You want to read 2 verses above it.
The book of Galatians chapter 3 and verse 16. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He saith not, and to seeds as of many.
You know what that means? I hope everyone online noticed that. Read it one more time.
The book of Galatians chapter 3 and verse 16. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made.
Now, and to Abraham and his seed, singular, were the promises made. Keep going.
He saith not, and to promise, he saith not, and to seeds as of many.
And he says not as of to seeds, as of many, meaning plural. He is not saying seeds. Why? Because Abraham had more than one child. But there was only one child that the Most High called Abraham's seed. One, and that's Isaac. So meaning I'm talking to Isaac, not the other children. No one else. I'm only speaking about Isaac. Isaac is Abraham's seed. Continue.
Come. But as of one.
But as of one. Meaning what? There's one people who are the people of God. One people are the people of God, the people of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those are the people of God. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. He had 12 sons. Those 12 sons became the fathers of the 12 tribes of Israel. And God is only talking to that seed. Continue.
And to thy seed, which is Christ.
Read that one more time.
And to thy seed, which is Christ.
And to your seed, which is Christ. Keep going. What does that mean? Blow my mind with this. And to your seed, which is Christ. Give her a hand. That's the point. Yes. Meaning what? Christ, meaning the Lord has one seed that he considers his. The same way Abraham had one seed that he considered his. Abraham created many children, but there was only one child of his creation that he considered to be his. Well, the Lord God created every nation on this earth. Every race is created by God, but there's only one race that the Lord considers his children. Just like Abraham only had one child that he considers his, God only has one people that he considers his. And here's the good news. If you believe in Christ, Christ is of your seed. Christ is the same seed as Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Christ is the same seed as you. This is also proof. Read that one more time.
And to thy seed.
And to what seed?
And to thy seed.
And to what seed?
And to thy seed.
Now that also is saying something else. Because if he's saying thy seed, then who is he talking to? Meaning, what is thy today? Do you know thy is like your? And to your seed, which is Christ. So he's saying that Christ is in your family. So what does that tell you about the book of Galatians? Who is Paul talking to? Young man, give him a hand. He would have to be. He would have to be talking to Abraham's seed. It's right here. It's right there. This would have to be speaking to Abraham's seed. He's saying Abraham's seed is the same seed as Christ. And it's thy seed, which means the people that he's speaking to in Galatia are not just any of the many people in Galatia, but the what people in Galatia? The what people? Blow my mind. But the what people in Galatia, if you're listening. Not to the many people in Galatia, because there were many people in Galatia. Not to the many people in Galatia, but to the one people in Galatia. We teach all over the globe under Commanding General Yohanna. In these cities we teach in, there are many people in these cities, but we're sent to one people in each city, just like Abraham, just like Christ. Everybody understands? Go ahead.
Come, sir. And this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before of God in Christ, the law, which was 430
Let's slow that down. And this what?
Come. And this I say.
And this I say that last word again.
Come. And this I say.
Okay, there you go. Go ahead.
Come. That the covenant that was confirmed before of God.
Stop. And this I say, that the covenant which was confirmed. What does it mean to confirm something? Alexa, what does confirm mean?
Here's something I found on the web. According to spotadoc.com, confirmation means the documents and other confirming evidence exchanged or otherwise effected for purposes of confirming or evidencing a transaction.
Stop. Alexa, stop. Perfect answer. Meaning this is the evidence that he's giving that Christ confirmed the covenant made a long time ago. This is also another precept in the New Testament where the Lord said Christ came not to do away with the law, but to do what? Who knows? Thank you. To fulfill it. This is what this is talking about. He came to fulfill the covenant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to make it happen. So like the Christian said earlier, or the brother's question from the Christian, the Lord God did see that we were terrible at keeping his rules. He saw it. He saw that we were absolutely atrocious at following orders. And so you know what he did? You know what he did? He didn't do what you would do. What you would do is relax the orders. What you would do is create a world of chaos and anarchy where women are raped and children are molested and men are effeminized. That's the world you would create, because you would allow people to continue in the sin that they have proven that they have no ability to keep. So they would keep doing the sin, keep committing the act against God. I'm sure you would just let them do it, but God doesn't think like you, man. God saw that we were terrible at following orders, so he gave us the one thing that you need to be able to follow orders. Well, two things. My apologies. There's two things you need, and you officers in here, you should learn this quickly. If someone is rebellious and disobedient, you might have a woman that's disobedient, a child, or you might have a man under you in your camp who is absolutely rebellious and disobedient. Well, there are two things that you need to correct that man, to correct that woman, to correct that child or that nation. Two things. Who can give me the two things? I will be highly impressed if you can think of these. Read my mind and tell me what the two things are. Let's go. Anyone? The Christians would just relax the rules. The Christians see that people love getting high on marijuana. People love marijuana. They've been showing you they love marijuana since when? The 30s? So what did the Christians decide to do? Legalize marijuana. Give it to them. Right now, they're legalizing heroin in this city that you're in right now. Right now, in this city. Heroin is virtually legal in Philadelphia. There's safe injection zones. There's safe injection zones in LA. They give you free needles. They used to give you free crack pipes too, but the white people hated the thought of black people not going to jail for crack. So now the bag only includes syringes for the good white folks and their drugs, and you still go to jail for crack. So America, the Christians, when they see you refuse to obey laws, they get rid of the law. But that's not what God does. When God sees that you're terrible at keeping the rules, terrible at following orders, he finds a way to correct you. And he uses two things. Come on.
Would it be, okay, the second one might be discipline and sternness.
Stop. Give him a hand. Here's the first one. The first one is discipline, sternness, punishments. This is the answer to your entire life. Now you don't have to wonder, why would God allow babies to die in the hospital? Why would God allow so many people to die of plagues, of the COVID-19 virus? Why would God allow people to die the way he does? God does not allow death. God orders it. He causes it. God now is giving gay people monkeypox again. You gay people are hard-headed, man. You homosexuals are hard-headed. I mean, man, I thought Judites were hard-headed. You gay people, y'all hard-headed up. There's another plague of gay people, another one. In my short lifetime, here's another damn plague. And what are gay people doing? Fighting it and resisting it again. Well, God is not allowing gay people to suffer. God is creating the monkeypox, creating AIDS, creating drug addiction, creating the heroin addiction, creating the opioid crisis, creating the punishment to breaking his command. God gives you correction. Your whole life is just an accumulation of the punishments of God. That's what you live through. That's it. It was God giving you his answer for your lifestyle. If you wondered if God approved of drugs, you really want to do drugs, maybe God would let you do it simply because you want to. Of course, you don't know. You have no concept of what a good father is anyway. Christ does. Don't you understand? That's why Christ gave us the concept of our Father. He was trying to make you understand God. That's how you understand him. He's a father. Now, what father would see his child is refusing to keep his rules? And the father would say, okay, well, you don't have to keep my rules anymore. I'll just keep feeding you and housing you and providing you every need, but you don't have to take out the trash. You can come in whenever you want. You can steal whatever you want. Oh, yeah, I heard you stole out your mother's purse to get high. What would a good father do? Open the purse wide so you could steal from your mother's purse every day? Now, a good father is going to put you out his house, young brother. I pray you understand that. Well, that's your life. God punishes you for breaking his commandments. That's what you need. You need the death, the curses that we suffer every day all around the globe to discipline you, to punish you for breaking his orders. What's the other thing you need? One last thing you need. If you want to correct a man, a woman, or child who is refusing to obey orders, you need two things. You need correction. I pray you understand that. That you got to have, and that you get all the time. All the time. You need one more thing, young man in the back. Give him a hand. God damn. Y'all educated in here. There's some educated brothers in here. You need to be corrected and punished when you do something that disobeys God. The next thing you're going to need, is a leader, brother. And that's what this precept is telling you. Christ came to confirm the covenant made a long time ago. He came to lead us. We didn't know how to keep the commandments. He sent us a leader to show us how. Now we know how. We didn't know how to obey God's commandments, his laws. He sent us a leader to show us how. And for those of us who refuse to obey that leader, he sent us monkeypox. I pray you understand. Anything else? We good here or not? Next.
Brother wanted to break down a general breakdown of brother said, Shalaki in general, can I get a better understanding on Genesis 49 and 10? Old Testament Israelites say that Shiloh came after Solomon sinned.
Okay, well, here we go again. Let's read what happens when Shiloh comes. Let's read that.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come.
Okay, the scepter shall not depart from Judah. So then the Old Testament so-called, it's even, a misnomer to call them Old Testament Israelites because they don't understand the Old Testament. But there are people that think they do, all right, but they don't. So they believe that, this means that, say that one more time, they believe that Shiloh has already come, right? So then they believe that the scepter has departed from Judah. Is that right? So they believe that no Judite is king. So then now what? So who are the priests? Who leads now? Do they teach that only the tribe of Levi leads? Okay, and I'm sure that they all are Levites. See, this is what will happen, right? You'll start to just question them and question them and question them and question them. Then what are we talking about then? Okay, you get the point, all right. Once again, I got to get one in my grip so I could, examine him and question him and make him cry. But since he's not here, you ask those questions when you see him, all right? All right, let's just break it down, okay? Is that what you need me to do? Until Shiloh comes. Okay, Shiloh is talking about the peaceable one. Well, they're saying that the peaceable one already came. So then I would assume that means that there is peace between Israel and the Most High. It happened already. Is that what they're saying? So God is at peace with us. Have you seen monkeypox? Not only should you not be gay, you shouldn't touch anybody gay. You shouldn't touch them. Gay, somebody gay, they're gay. I understand you're gay. Oh, I got you. It's a free country, I'm just saying. Whoa, now. It's a free country. I'm just trying to get to my desk. Come on. Go ahead.
If I could, so what you're saying is so heavy because I was at the gym today and I work downtown, so that's why I go to the gym on my break.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of homosexuals downtown. So in my head, I'm like, oh, hold on.
Wait a minute now. I'm not trying to get a hate crime, but I just want to get to my car. I mean, if I can get to my car, I don't want a hate charge. But please, just chill. Just stay over there. Yeah, no, we don't have peace with us and God. We're not at peace with him, Mark. He's killing us every day. He's killing us with abortions and then killing us with needing abortions, which is terrible. Terrible. It's a sad situation we're in. I watch white women go out and fight for the right to choose, fight for Planned Parenthood and the right to choose. And then I look at my sisters who have abortions because they have no choice. They have abortions from necessity. What do you choose as a Black or Hispanic? Where'd you live? Huh? Did your mother choose the projects? What school did you go to? Did your family choose to put you into that school where you damn near could make it out of there every day alive? Nothing in life is your choice. Everything you have because that's all you can afford. So you don't have your baby because you can't afford the baby. You don't have the right to choose if you're a poor Black woman. You have abortions out of necessity. Is there peace between us and God? No, there's not. There's not, but there will be. There will be. We're earning that peace right now. We're earning it. And that's the only way there can be peace. We're going to follow Christ, and then one day Christ will be back. And then this war between us and our Father will be over because we're losing it. We're losing. We tried to rebel against God. We tried to choose the other trees round about the garden in the Garden of Eden. That's what Adam and Eve did. We tried to choose the Babylonians, the Assyrians. We chose the Romans. We chose Caesar over Christ. And we are losing this battle to God. I pray you understand that. But one day the battle will be over. We're fighting for it to end right now. Anything else with this? All right, come on. Go ahead.
I had a question, sir, on the part where it says, nor a lawgiver from between his feet. What would that be, sir?
But once again, now, because of Christ, the lawgivers are not only the tribe of Levi, but Judah is a lawgiver. So if you're Old Testament Israelite and you believe you're a Jew, well, the Jews aren't the lawgivers. Levi is. You understand? The Jew, the tribe of Judah, are not the priests. The tribe of Levi, they're the priests in the Old Testament. Right. So how can you say you're a Jew and say you're a priest and say that you don't believe in Christ? Because without Christ, a Jew cannot be a, come on, can be a, say the word right in front of you, a lawgiver. That's what you want to do. You want to battle people. A Jew can't be a lawgiver. Because at this time, which is, give me the precept in the New Testament, where Paul said of that time of a tribe in which Moses, it's in Hebrews the 7th chapter, was not contended to be a lawgiver or to be a priest. That's the tribe of Judah. You need a Hebrews the 7th chapter. All right. The only reason that Jews could even be priests is because now we're a nation of priests because of Christ. Because a lawgiver comes from between the feet of a Judite, meaning the penis, the rod. A priest comes out of the rod of a Jew. But before Christ, no priest came out of a Jew's rod. You had to come out of a Levite's rod to be a priest. You get the point, right? And of course, every fake Israelite believes he's a Jew, with the tassels and the covering their head with the scarf and all of that nonsense, and the hats and the Wailing Wall bull nonsense. They all believe they're Jewish, but Jews are not priests without Christ. All right, you have the precept I'm asking for? Young man in the back.
Hebrews 7:14.
Let me hear it out.
It says, for it is evident that our Lord sprung
Out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake.
nothing concerning the priesthood.
So if they're Old Testament Israelites and Jews, they can't be priests. Because Moses spake nothing concerning this tribe and the priesthood. So how in the hell could you say, I'm a Jew, and you're a priest reading the Torah on the Sabbath day in your Mashama temple? You shouldn't be there. Huh? You don't even believe in Shiloh. You don't even believe in Christ. You're from the tribe of Judah. I got to move on. Okay, everybody gets the point, right? Just squeeze him. You get him, you're battling him, squeeze him. Squeeze him. Make him prove it. Don't get in the young man's mistake of you having to prove something. Make them prove this nonsense. Let them prove that they're a man and a woman at the same time. You prove that to me. I don't got to prove that you're a man or that you're a woman. You prove it. You prove it. I believe in science. So I say there's either men or women, and that's that. So you prove to me that you are neither or all. You show me. You get it down. Well, don't show me, Lord forbid. But then I have to run from the monkeypox. But just prove it to me. Tell me how this is possible. And you'll see him sit there and stumble and fumble and not be able to understand what he's saying. And when you get somebody that can show you they don't understand what they're saying, oh, that's a good thing, brother. Oh, that's good. Everybody gets it, right? Anything else? Next.
Brother wanted a general breakdown of Matthew chapter 15 and verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew chapter 15 and verse 5. But yea, say, whosoever shall say
ye in that case.
Mm-hmm. But ye say, whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, it is a gift by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me.
Skip above it, 2 verses.
Matthew chapter 15 and verse 3. But he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition? For God commanded, saying.
Skip up one more.
Matthew chapter 15 and verse 1. Then came to Jesus scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders?
Keep going.
For they wash not their hands when they eat bread.
They saw the disciples eating without washing their hands first, which is proof on 2 things. Proof 1, that the Israelites invented hygiene. Hygiene comes from us because that was our tradition to always wash our hands before microscopes that could show you all the germs on your hands. We knew to wash our hands because it was in God's law to wash your hands after you came off a period of uncleanness. So we began to wash our hands before we ate. We knew hygiene because we knew God. But then the disciples started to eat and they didn't wash their hands. They ate like soldiers. They rushed. They did it fast. They didn't eat like a sit-down dinner where you sit down and wash your hands and relax, which is nice and beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a time, Mark, when you're going to have to be a soldier, and it won't be time to have a napkin. It won't be time to wash your hands. You'll have to put it in your mouth and go. And they saw that the disciples were eating like soldiers. And of course, the Sadducee and Pharisee, who were rich black aristocrats, hated it. They thought it was low class. And they said, why do your disciples break the traditions by eating without washing their hands? They were appalled by it. Continue.
Verse 3. But he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition?
Meaning you're worrying about why I'm not keeping traditions. Why do you break God's law with your traditions? You have a tradition that contradicts God's law. Don't ask me a goddamn question. Why are you breaking God's law with your traditions? Continue.
Verse 4. For God commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother.
Oh, that's what God's, wait a minute. But didn't the Christians say that God saw we couldn't keep the law, so he got rid of it? So then you don't have to honor your father and mother. Do you see that the Christians today are following the same work, the same evil plan of the Sadducee and Pharisee? Because that is what they're doing right now. Today, someone just asked, the Christians said that God saw that the law was just to show us that we were terrible at keeping God's law. So then he got rid of it. So then that would mean God got rid of honor thy mother and father. He saw we weren't doing it. So he got rid of it. That is exactly what the Sadducee and Pharisee did. And we're reading about it right now. God said, you did what? Read the verse above it.
Verse 3. But he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition?
Keep going.
For God commanded, saying.
God what?
For God commanded.
God
saying,
what?
God commanded.
God commanded. These are one of those rules that the Christians want to throw away like so much trash. God commanded and said, go ahead.
Honor thy father and and mother.
That's a commandment. You want to throw that away? You already have. You already have. They threw it away back then as well. God said, honor your father and mother. Continue.
And he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death.
That's the law. That's the law. They don't do it. They don't obey it. They don't listen to it. They say, hey, we were terrible at keeping God's law, so now none of us have to honor our father and mother at all. They did that during the time of Christ. That's not new. And Christ is chastising them for it right now. So in essence, what is happening right here, right in front of you, you stupid Christians? If not someone in the truth, someone who is not a member of the UPK, tell me what is happening right here in the New Testament. Christ is chastising someone right now for what? If you need more, someone give me honor thy mother and father. Show it to me in the Bible and tell me where it is, all right? And then all of you listening online who are not members of the UPK, and you might be wondering, maybe we're some crazy cult, and we are absolutely crazy and absolutely a cult. Absolutely. Tell your mama. Tell your mama. Tell your mom. Think about it, what the disciples went through. They didn't wash their hands, and people thought they were nuts. They thought they were wild, and that's how they think of us. They think we're animals. They think we're absolute murderers and animals. A bun went down there to Canada. The damn press found out about it and told the Border Patrol and the police and the government not to allow us in the city. Do you know about that? That happened. A bun, you bring it out and put them on TikTok or whatever, on Twitter or whatever those kids listen to, because they went and did that. The entire government said, don't let them in the city. Sent Commanding General Yohanna letters. Don't come to the city and do terrorism. Don't come here and don't come here and kill everybody. Come on.
And I knew something was going on because every time I would go, you would get stopped. You get stopped randomly, but they would see it was typically my passport. They would see like, oh, pull over there. And every time we pull over, me, Cat Mariano, Officer Falcon, we had like these inside jokes from those highly stressful but hilarious interrogations.
Yeah.
For one time, they found a tripod. Like, what are you guys doing with this? Filming because you travel. People, you go on to a new place and people travel. The Border Patrol cat said, "No, I don't know that. I've never been somewhere in film." Like he's saying like cop stuff to try and get us like, oh, all right, we're bringing rockets, we're bringing RPGs. You know what I mean? So every time, the first time they stopped us, they kept us there for 5 hours. They saw that our class was at 2, and they let us go so that we would totally miss the class. If the class was 2 to 4, they let us out so we would get there at 4. We got extra time. We still have the class. So
listen, we have the letter. They sent us the letter telling us, don't come down here and do terrorism. Don't do it, because everyone thinks that we're wild and crazy. But here's the problem. We're not the ones molesting your children. You think they're normal. See, their hands are clean. You understand? They wash their hands, right? They think we're nuts and out of our mind. That's what the disciples went through. Please, that's what the disciples went through. Keep going. So, can someone answer the question? First, give me honor thy mother and father. Just tell me where it is.
Exodus chapter.
What book?
Exodus.
What book?
Exodus.
So it's in the Old Testament, in the first 5 books in the Torah. So this is a Old Testament law. Honor thy mother and father. Now, according to what your mom said, is this done away with? What does mommy tell you? What does mommy say? Come on. Mommy wants you to do this one, don't she? Oh, this one she likes. Yeah, this one she approves of. It's honor thy mother and father, right? Well, this is a law. So if the law is done away with, honor thy mother and father is also done away with. That's the point, right? Well, they did away with it back then. So what is happening right now? Christ is chastising the Sadducee and Pharisee over what? Anyone trying to answer in the chat room? 1 second, I know you know in the car. Over what? They're not honoring thy mother and father. So Christ is chastising them, saying that God said, honor thy mother and father, and whoever doesn't honor thy mother and father should die the death. Keep reading. Maybe they need more of it. Go ahead.
Verse 5. But ye say,
But what?
but ye say,
God said, honor thy mother and father. Whosoever does not honor thy mother and father shall die the death. What does that mean? God said, if you don't honor your mother and father, what has to happen to you? Who wants to blow my mind?
You get put to death.
You get put to death. That's what it says. Christ said it just now, and then said, but ye say, go ahead.
whosoever shall say this to his father or his mother, it is a gift. But whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me.
God said, kill them when they don't honor their mother and father. But you say, whoever says this is a gift, by whatsoever my mother or father might be profited by me. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And honor not his father or his mother.
And did what?
And honor not his father or his mother.
And he didn't honor his father and his mother. He said it's a gift. What I'm doing to you, mom, is a gift. What I'm doing to you, dad, is good for you. It's a gift. And he does not honor his mother and father. Go ahead.
So, he shall be free. Thus has he.
Stop. This is what's happening. Now, this is hard to get to. This is very difficult to even see. This is 2,000 years ago, and this is Jesus Christ. And he's going to the Pharisee and Sadducee and saying, God said, if someone does not honor your mother and father, they shall die the death. They shall die. But you say, whoever says it is a gift that I give my mother and father, they do not die, they go free. What is Christ chastising them about right now? I need someone to answer who is not a member of the UPK, not a trooper, not an officer. Let's hear it. Give him a second. Don, y'all see me one more time. If you can get this, it rewires your mind about Jesus. And that's what you need. You gotta unthink him first. You gotta unthink Jesus Christ. Because there's so many things in your mind that you're programmed about, especially about God. Just what is happening? It's in the Bible. So what's happening right now? That's all I need. In a second, I'll have to open it up to troopers and officers. But yeah, Yediah, tell me what we have, if we have anything.
Nothing yet.
Well, this is a rough one to get. It's rough. I'll give you a few more seconds. Yediah?
One brother said being hypocrites.
He didn't mention that word at all. He didn't mention hypocrite. That is not what he's chastising them about. Not here. Read it one more time for me, Yediah. I appreciate it.
Sir.
1 second. Read it from the top, nice and slow.
The book of Matthew, chapter 15, and verse 5. But ye say, whosoever shall say to his father or his mother.
Read it above it just so they can get it nice and flat.
Sir. Book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 4. For God commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death. But ye say, whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, it is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me. Verse 6. And honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free.
Read one more.
Come. The next verse. Sir.
Next verse. This should bring it home to you.
Come. Verse 7. Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draw nigh unto me with their mouth, and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. How does Christ know that they're hypocrites and that their heart is not with God, though they talk about God? That is what he's chastising them for. And it's virtually impossible to get without being born again. It's too difficult. I'm about to open it up to everyone. Yediah, anything? One sister said, Lord, give them another chance to honor the law before they get put to death.
No. The Lord, and that's how, whenever anything is about Jesus, it's like Jesus saying, kiss him right on the forehead. So that little birdie, you're free because I paid the price. You're free, little birdie. No, this is not about another chance. Let me help you out with something, baby girl. They're being chastised for giving them a chance. That's why they're being chastised, because they gave a chance. What is Christ checking them for? What is the action that makes them hypocrites? What proves that their heart is not with God, though their mouth is with God? What is the thing they're doing that's wrong? Sister.
Transgressing the commandment, breaking the commandment.
They definitely are. But what is the commandment that the Sadducee and Pharisee are breaking? Young man in the back. No. What is the commandment that who was he talking to? The Sadducee and Pharisee. Do I need to read that? We just read it earlier. Come on, read it. Who is Christ speaking to?
Come. It says, then came to Jesus, it's like Matthew chapter 15 and verse 1. Then came to Jesus, scribes and Pharisees.
That's who he's talking to. So what are they doing that makes them hypocrites and people who do not have God in their heart? Now that you got to break free to get this. Get some freedom. Young brother right here. Free yourself. They're trying to give them the microphone. Go ahead.
They're trying to tell them what to do. They're not doing it themselves.
And what is the thing that they're supposed to be doing? That's not in there, Rock. That he didn't say, and you do not teach people the way you should teach them. That's not what it says. What I'm saying is what is written right in front of you, and that's what's going to kill you when I show it to you. Because it's right here in front of you right now. One more time online, you die.
Brother said they're not killing, you know what I mean, those dishonoring their parents.
Give him a hand. That's the answer. What is the thing that they're doing that makes them hypocrites? Not killing people who dishonor their parents. Christ is chastising them for not killing the people who break this law. And there's no other way you can argue anything else because it's right here in front of you. And now I'm going to go through it again. Go ahead.
Come. Ye hypocrites. Well did Isaiah
No, up at the top.
Come. At verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew chapter 15 and verse 1. Then came Jesus, scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying, why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread.
What were they chastising Christ about? For doing what? Or not doing what? They were chastising Christ for not washing his hands before he ate. It's right here in front of you. Read it again quickly.
Come. Why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread.
Simple enough. They're trying to chastise Christ for something. What is the thing that Christ is not doing that's making them chastise him? Do you know now, Sawana? Read it one more time.
Come. Why do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread.
It's like a battle that we have all the time. They're trying to check us because we have more than one woman. They're trying to check us because we call a woman a bitch sometimes. It was somebody at the Chicago cookout. Shout out to Captain Marquardt. Oh my God, I don't know who this was. I'm standing there with Commanding General Yohanna. Some woman comes over to me and she says, oh, General Mahiman, I watch your class all the time. She says, there's one thing that I would change about what you do. This is one thing I would change. And already I'm looking at her. Now I'm standing next to Commander General Yohanna, my boss. She's saying this to me in front of my boss. She says, it was just one thing that I would have you change. Now already I don't give a damn about what she is about to say. I don't care about it. But my boss is there. So I go, okay. She says, it's just one thing I would change about you. If you would just stop calling Black and Hispanic women that B word. I don't mind if you call it the other nations the B word, but I don't want you to call Black women the B word anymore. I said, okay, all right. she said, okay, well, thank you. And it was all I could do to say, bitch, don't you ever come and tell me what in the hell I can say. So you telling me that I can call a white woman a bitch? I can correct her, but I can't correct the bitches in my own nation? Why would I even say anything to a white woman? Stupid bitch. And I'm sitting there and I got to stand there and go, okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for coming. I said, this woman, she caught me on a good day. Because if Commanding General Yohanna had not been standing next to me, that of course would have went differently. Okay. This is kind of the point. She's trying to chastise me for saying bitch. Right? So what are the Pharisees trying to chastise Christ for? For not washing his hands. Right? They're saying he's wrong for not washing his hands. Everyone understands. Keep going.
But he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandment of God?
But now he's going to chastise them for not doing something. And this thing that they're not doing, in not doing it, it's not just breaking a tradition. It's breaking the commandment of God. Why do you transgress the commandment of God with your tradition? Right. Now, here's their tradition. Keep reading.
By your tradition, for God commanded saying.
What did God command? Keep going.
For God commanded saying.
Go ahead.
Honor thy father and mother.
That's what God said. God said, honor your father and mother. So when God said, honor your father and mother, he's talking to the whole nation. You have to honor your father and mother. Keep going.
And he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death.
And he that curses father and mother, let him die the death. Keep that in your brain. Hold it. Keep going.
Verse 5. But ye say.
But what?
But ye say.
But you say, go ahead.
Whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, it is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me. Verse 6. And honor not his father or his mother.
Go ahead.
He shall be free.
He shall be what?
He shall be free.
So when you commit a crime in America, you go to a judge. Just like if you kill someone. Let's say you killed someone, Lord forbid. You went to the judge and you said, Your Honor, I killed him because it was self-defense. And if you could prove that it was self-defense, what would the judge say? In America, come on. He would say, go free, because this is a justifiable homicide. So there are things that when you go to a judge and you say to a judge, there are certain things, they call them mitigating circumstances, that would free you from something that otherwise would be a crime. You get my point, right? You get a rape charge. Someone says, well, you raped her, but then you have proof that it was consensual. Then the judge would say, you're free, because you've proven that this is not rape. Well, the Sadducee and Pharisee are the judges at this time. And they're supposed to kill people who dishonor mother and father. But they say, whosoever says this is a gift by whatsoever may profit you, they let that person go free. What is Christ chastising them for? For letting that person, come on, go free. And if they're not supposed to go free, what does the commandment say is supposed to happen to them? Let him die the death. Christ is chastising them for letting these people go free. That's the cut. The cut is you're trying to say, I don't wash my hands. You're not even killing the people that are supposed to die for dishonoring their mother and father. You're letting them off anytime they say, this is a gift. by whatsoever it profiteth me. That was a defense that got you off of that charge. Just like proof of consent can get you off of a rape charge, or self-defense can get you off of a murder charge. Back in the day with the Pharisee, if you could prove that this dishonor you gave your mother and father was a gift, you beat that charge. You beat the charge. You went free. Let me explain what I mean by gift, all right, what the Bible means. Okay, first of all, what is honoring thy mother and father? I don't have time to go into the whole thing, right? Honoring your mother and father has nothing to do with what your mama told you when you were 12, right? Honoring your mother and father is about what you do the only time that you can curse them. A child cannot curse their mother and father. An adult can curse their mother and father. You can curse your mother and father when they're in diapers and they need you to take care of them. But instead of taking care of your mother when she's in diapers, or when your father is in a wheelchair, instead of taking care of them, you would do what to them? Instead of blessing them with bringing them into your home or providing for a wonderful facility to take care of them, if that's what the kind of care that they need, that would be a blessing to your mother and father. But instead of blessing them, what would you do? You would curse them, which is what it says right there. You curse them, but when you curse them and you get arrested, what's your defense? Read the defense, please, again.
Sir. But ye say, whosoever shall say to his father or mother, it is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me.
That was the defense that let you beat this charge of death. You would say it is a what?
And it is a gift.
It is a gift. So your mother and father are in wheelchairs, they're in diapers. It's elder abuse. Elder abuse. And you would be allowed to abuse your elderly mother and father. If you can say it is a gift, keep going.
By whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me.
It's a gift by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me. Who can explain that? In the back.
Is it saying like he's trying to get off the hook or be free by like robbing him?
No, not at all. It's talking about the mother and father. It is a gift by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me. A bribe, but not this one. They dishonor thy father and mother, but they say it is a gift. They don't give them a gift. They say it is a gift by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me. You need the whatsoever and you need the gift part. First of all, who gets the gift? The father and the mother. And what gift can you give them? You need this. You need what's right in front of you. Sister, you want to say something?
No, but they trying to say like their father deserved it or their mother deserved it.
You're on to it. It's you got to round the corner from it, but it's very close to that, right? But add a little more to it. Your mother and father deserve it because you hate them, which is why you're dishonoring them, right? And the thing that you do for them, whatever you do for them, is a gift. Anything. You understand? Which is what the whatsoever. Meaning, so, your father and mother are in a wheelchair. I don't have to do anything for them. Whatsoever I do for them is a gift. It's not an obligation. Where the law says it's an obligation to do it. And to do what? To bless them. Honoring your mother and father is not about what you do when you're a child. It's about what you do when you're an adult. There will come a time when the father and mother that you hate will need you to change their diapers. Oh, please believe that time is coming. So if you hate your father and you hate your mother, the time to pay them back will be coming. And then if you look at them like, I hate them anyway, you know what? Here's a couple of dollars. Be thankful I did anything for you.
Right.
It's a gift that I gave you, anything. Well, your mother has been sitting in a diaper for 4 days. Well, you know, she should be lucky I ever come by and see her. You get my point? So then it makes anything you do a gift to them because you hate them and think they deserve punishment anyway.
Right.
You get my point? And when you said that in court, when you said anything I give them is a gift, by whatsoever it might profit me or them, you got off. Keep reading.
Come. And honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free.
You get that? So I'll ask you one more time. What is Jesus Christ? What is he chastising these people for? Please, Malak.
For not killing them.
For not killing people who dishonored their mother and father.
Right.
It's right here in front of you. There's no other way around it. What's the thing that the Sadducee and Pharisee did that was wrong? Who wants to give that a shot? Malak. Let him go free. It's right here. It's right in front of you. It can't be really misunderstood at all. Because they were letting people go free who broke the law. And Christ came and checked them on it. Because they were supposed to kill them. It's right here in front of you. Keep going.
Thus have ye made the commandment of God of none effect.
How did the Sadducee and Pharisee do the same thing you LGBTQ Christians do? What did they do? How did they make the commandment of God of none effect? Isn't that what your parents say? The law is done away with. The commandments are gone. We don't have to keep the law anymore. You make the commandments of none effect. You say that the commandments don't matter. That is what the Pharisee did. Now, in specific, on this particular law, what did the Pharisee do that made the commandments of none effect? Just answer it. Someone else, young man. Say again. He let them go instead of. That's what you need if you want to break. You got to go there because that's what it says. It didn't say give him jail. You realize that, right? It said kill him. That's in the Bible, right? This is Jesus, the baby Jesus of Nazareth. That's him right there. He's saying y'all was wrong because y'all didn't kill those people and you were supposed to kill them. And because you didn't kill them, you made the commandment of God of none effect. Because the commandment of God says, come on. That's what it said. That's what we just read.
Right.
I'll read it one more time if you need me to. Because it's right here in front of you. One more time. Go ahead again.
Sir. Thus have ye made the commandment.
No, above it to the killing them. Go to the killing them.
Sir. Well, God commanded, Matthew chapter 15 and verse 4. Well, God commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother, and he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death.
That's what it said. That's what God commanded. So when you make the commandment of none effect, how did they do it? Because they let people go free who should have been killed. It's right there in front of you. Why'd they let them go free? Because they would say it is a gift by whatsoever it might profit thee. They would let them go free if they would say that during the trial. Christ called them hypocrites for not killing people who dishonored mother and father. Now, take that to a Christian that says Christ did away with the law.
Right.
Because he's right here saying you're wrong for not killing them. Because the Sadducee and Pharisee sat in the judge's seat. It was their responsibility to kill the people who disobeyed God's commandments. They didn't do it, and that made them hypocrites. What? Keep reading. And I got to get off of this. Keep going.
But ye say, whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, it is a gift.
This is how you know it's not a bribe, Malak. Whosoever shall say to his father and mother, not to the judge. Whosoever shall say to his father and mother, It is a gift. So you open up a can of beans for your father and mother. You're like, huh? Damn, I gave you a can of damn tuna. Take it. It's a gift. I did something for you. When of course you're supposed to be blessing them. A lot of you better get over that hate you have for your father. I'm telling you, hate your father so goddamn much. For what? For being in hell like you are now? That's a treasure. When you grow up and you live life and realize, oh snap, this is what my father went through. Right. Now I see why he didn't come around. Because I ain't coming around them bastards either. I'm out. Now I get it. Now I get it. I looked at him out the window like a little puppy, like, when is he going to come and spend all day Saturday with me? Never, as long as that's your mother. Right. Never. And as a child, you'll go, he should have still came. Even though my mother scratched him and stabbed him and her other man was sitting on the couch and they had to fight. My father should have showed up here every Saturday, just like he said. Even though my mother cursed him out as soon as he walked through the door and talked about his penis right in front of me and talked about how sex right in front of me. And there was other men in here. My father should have been a man and still came every Saturday. Nope, that's fun to think like that until you get about 24. And there's some bitch telling you to come over to the house and see these kids. Jerome will open the door for you. And Jerome will let you in. And you walk in there and do that thing where you guys say what's up to him. Are you trying? Hey, what's up? Keisha upstairs. I'm just here to pick up my kids, man. He like, hey, come on in. Who you? You Marcus? Yeah, come on in, Marcus. Come on, sit down. And you got to do that awkward thing with the cat who now is effing your woman. And he has kids with him, and it's like, and you got to pass him. He's standing there trying to assert his authority over the house. So he got to stand there like, yeah, what's up? What you need? I'm Keisha's father. I'm Keisha's father. What's up, Bob? What's up? Yeah, she said, come on. So he sit down. He plopped down right on the big chair, played a video game right in front of you. Kabloom! Then she be down in a second. Keisha, Jerome there, so-and-so down here to see the kid. And then yell at here's the one to kill you. Yell at your kid right in front of you. Woo! Malak, you don't want none of that. You come to pick up your kid. He go in there, Tommy, pick up them toys before you leave. Don't you leave out of here without cleaning that room. And you sitting there and some nigga yell at your kid right in front of you. Why? Because he has to assert his authority. He got to show that this is his house. That was your house 3 months ago. So he yells at your daughter in front of you. Listen, brother, the fact that there ain't more of us in jail for murder, we should thank the Lord for his mercy. Because, the things that we have to live through, we're supposed to just kill all day. We're supposed to get sore. We're supposed to have sore joints from killing. We're supposed to need to stretch and get a masseuse for as much killing as we should be doing. You didn't kill him. Give yourself a hand. If you walked into your baby's mother's house and that new nigga opened that door, yelled upstairs for your daughter, and you didn't kill him, give yourself a hand. You did it. You did it, Doc. Who in the hell can not, how can you not be justified? Who in the hell can complain about you? What child can say you're wrong for not coming over there every week? I forget what my topic was. But I'm going to move on because I think I've laid it down nice and flat for you, all right? Come on.
Being in the crib playing my PS5 yelling at my kids, it's profited by me.
That's what it does. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. That's correct. What you want to take from this to the Christians is this is Christ specifically chastising the Pharisee for letting people go free that they should have killed. And there is no way to get out of this argument. There is no way to misconstrue it. Keep going. You die. One last one.
Come. And honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have you made the commandment of God none effect by your tradition.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 7. Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draw nigh to me with their mouth, and honor me with their lips, but their hearts is far from me.
Christ knows for a fact that they honor God with their lips because they talk about what? God's law. That's what they talk about. God's law, the law of Moses, the law of Moses, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But Christ also knows, keep going.
Sir, verse 9. But in vain they do worship me.
But they're talking about God for nothing. Keep going.
Teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
What's the commandment of men? Let him go if he says this is a gift. That's the tradition that breaks God's commandment. That's the tradition. Continue.
Sir. And he calleth the multitude and said unto them, hear and understand. Now that which goeth into the mouth, not Matthew chapter 15, verse 11. Not that which goeth into the mouth defile the man, but that which cometh out of the mouth.
Then he's cutting them. You worried about what I put in my damn mouth because I got my dirty hands. You better worry about what comes out of your mouth. Everybody understands, all right? That's it. Next, it's time to what? Go ahead. Give me like 5 or 7 more minutes, I believe. I could be wrong. You got it.
Brother says, Salaki, sir, I want to know if the other nations will have a government and army in the kingdom of heaven. The so-called white man is in the rulership, and others have their own power. And in our kingdom, will it be the same?
Yep. No, it won't be the same. The other nations will absolutely not have an army in the kingdom of heaven. Precept. It's in Isaiah 66. No. Oh, that's government. I'll take that one for government. But even that one is more about the governments of this world will be thrown down. But to be specific, will they have a military? No. How do you know? It's in Isaiah, I believe, 60 or 66. A bun.
They shall beat their weapons in plowshares.
That's what you need. Give them a hand. You need that. Give them the precept. So the governments of this world today will be destroyed and thrown down. No more American president, no more mayors, governors, no more British queens, no more lords and House of Lords and House of Commons, no more Congress, no more House of Commons, blah, blah, blah. That's done. And no more militaries either for the other nations. Go ahead and read.
I found it in Micah, sir.
Okay, let me hear it.
Micah chapter 4, verse 3. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords with plowshares.
They shall, come on.
And their spears into pruning hooks.
Go ahead.
Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Yeah, that's going to happen. No more military for anybody but Israel.
Right.
There's going to be peace on earth.
Right. No
more war. There's no need for Germany or Chinese or the Japanese to have a war. Because when Christ returns, there will be peace on earth. Right. There will be no one fighting anyone. They're going to take their weapons of war and beat them. You know how, like when you that hammer they put when they're hammering out metal, right? A hammer, what's that thing called, bud? They hammer with the metal on and make a sword with. A sickle, not a sickle. The big ass, the thing that they hammer on to make a damn knife. That big old an anvil. Damn, y'all supposed to know. An anvil. They take a hammer and they hit it. They're going to take a sword and beat this sword into a hoe or a pruning hook or something that can guard it. They're going to beat their weapons of war into plowshares and pruning hooks. This thing that used to be used to kill people, now it will be used to dig holes in the ground to plant trees in it. And there will be peace on earth. They shall study war no more. No more learning how to fight. No more tactical people. No more people all dressed in tactical gear to sit in the hallway in Texas and be scared to death.
Right.
You don't got to worry about that no more. Clearly, you're not good at it. Go and farm. A lot of you cops are farmers. And meanwhile, you're cops in schools when you need to cut tomatoes and watermelons and cucumbers.
Right.
You will. You will. Anything else?
There's a question. Someone had asked if kangaroo is lawful. So look for the question. Yeah, is kangaroo clean to eat?
No, it's not. Come on now. You're lusting after that kangaroo. Leave him alone. And stop eating the monkeys too. Leave monkeys alone.
Right.
I remember being young, and remember, I don't know, none of you old enough to remember this, but they used to say that AIDS came from the monkeys too. I remember that. It was like somehow the AIDS had something to do with monkeys. Go ahead.
So first crossed the human monkey barrier, chimpanzee barrier, like 1920, 1970, like right after World War I.
Mm-hmm.
They found that it was first found in hunting populations in Africa through hunting and consuming the chimpanzees. Now they started to get it. And that's how it's so well known in Africa. That's how it started.
He know. This guy is a goddamn MIT genius. He know. I remember, I know when I heard the monkeypox, I said, this is familiar. Because when AIDS first came out, it was like AIDS came from monkeys. Somehow they eating monkeys are doing God knows what to these monkeys are. And they with the monkeys, eating the monkeys, having sex with the monkeys, and then we got AIDS. And then here we go again up in 2020, God knows what. The monkeys are back again in the same population of gay community. If I was you, I'd wake up. If I was you, I would go ahead and learn a lesson now. Okay? Anything else, Abun? I'll give you 5 more minutes if you got anything.
I don't see any questions.
Any questions?
One more. Charbon Smith, so I think I'm pronouncing that incorrectly.
Mm-hmm.
Said, so out of one, when did Christ get the power to forgive the lady who was ready to be stoned? Did the priest have that power also? I'm assuming he's talking about the woman caught in adultery.
Absolutely. When did he get it? He always had it. And you have it right now.
Right.
Everyone has it. Christ exercised the power that you have right now to forgive someone for doing the exact same thing that you're doing. What did Christ say? Did Christ say not to forgive? What the sister or person is talking about, right, is the scripture that Christians only use when they're referring to Jesus, which is when the woman was caught in the act of adultery, and Christ said, he that is without sin cast the first stone. Christians always use that. They use John 3:16, and they use turn the other cheek. And they built a religion off of misunderstanding those scriptures, right? When Christ told the Sadducee and Pharisee who were there to kill this woman, when he said, he that is without sin cast the first stone, they could have killed her. What was the reason that they didn't kill her? Why did everyone walk away and not kill her? Someone else. So give someone a shout online who doesn't know this breakdown. Why? Christ said this woman was caught in the act of adultery. This bitch was a hoe. A real straight up and down hoe. It's like your mom and your wife. It's like them. That's just the reality of the whole thing now. That's why you didn't know who your father was. That's why there was a debate about who your father was, because your mom was a hoe. That's why you're not sure if it's your kid, because your mom was a hoe or your baby's mother was a hoe. Well, this was a real straight up and down whore. You understand me? She was caught in the very act, meaning in the sexual act, she was caught. They dragged her outside and they had the stones ready to kill her as the law dictated.
Right.
And Christ said, well, first they went to Christ and they said, Master, this woman is caught in the very act of adultery. What do you say should happen to her? They were, of course, hoping he would say, don't kill her, because they knew that Christ believed in giving people another chance. Right. But don't play with that chance. And that's the misconception about Christ. Don't play with your second chance. Do you understand? Christ said, let he that is without sin cast the first stone. Cast means throw. So I know she has to be killed, and that's agreeable, because I believe in keeping the law like everybody else. But the first one who throws the first stone should be someone who doesn't do exactly the same thing as her. And they all dropped their stones and went away. Pull the last precept. This will be my last one. Give me what he told her, all right? So Christ had always had this power, and this power you have. Here's the power you have. Don't go out and punch a homosexual in the face. Don't go beat up transsexuals. You know why you shouldn't do it? Because you've done the same. You're not better than a transsexual. You're not better than some homosexual. How are you better? You think selling drugs is better than being gay? A gay man destroys himself. A drug dealer destroys his entire community. Now you tell me who's better. You, some drug dealer, or some homosexual? When he destroyed himself, what did you do? Destroy the entire race? You think you're better than a transsexual or a gay man? You're not. So you can't go out and hurt some gay cat or some gay woman and punch him in the face and abuse him, thinking, well, they're gay, but I'm just a former drug dealer. They're gay, but I'm just a former thief and a liar, and I slept with other brothers' women. He's gay. Have you ever slept with a woman who had a boyfriend? Well, both of you are fornicators. Why should he die and not you? Christ said, he that is without sin cast the first stone. And all of them dropped their stones and left, knowing that they could not throw that stone. Neither can you. Neither can I. Does everyone understand? Come on.
John chapter 8, verse 10. When Yahushua lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers?
Because when Christ said that, they were so cut to their hearts, they left. They didn't leave because Christ said, everybody can have adultery, which is what your church is saying now. What does your church say now? You can divorce your husband. You can cheat on your husband. You can be gay. You can do whatever you want. The church has opened the door to anarchy and lawlessness. Christ did not. Christ said, whoever is without sin, cast the first stone. You know what that means? By not killing this woman, Christ has caused everyone else to look at themselves and for them to stop committing adultery. He cut everyone there. When you would just kill this one woman and everyone else would go home and sleep with somebody else's wife. Christ, in saving her life, made all of them realize that they were filthy sinners too, so that they all could change. So that day, simply by not killing that woman, by using the fact that you know you're doing the same thing, everyone that leaves now goes home with a hurt conscience. And to have a sore conscience is a treasure. That's a beautiful thing. If you ever had one, I live with one every day. Every day that I know that I should be dead and in jail for 25 years, and I'm not, because I met Commander General Yohanna, every day is a gift. It's a gift. Because I know that I don't deserve to be out here. I know it. I'm not that much of a fool. I know I don't deserve it. Every time I walk out my door, I go, I should be in prison. I shouldn't be getting in a car, getting in some fancy truck and driving somewhere. I should be dead. I should be in prison. Everyone else is. Why am I here and not in jail? I know that I owe someone a debt, and realizing that is what made them drop their stones, because they realized they couldn't stone this woman, seeing what they do at night. And then when they were gone, Christ went to her and said, where are thou accusers? She said, they are gone, Lord. Keep going.
Hath no man condemned thee?
Then Christ said, what, you telling me that nobody is trying to condemn you? Nobody is trying to kill you? That's us, Ak. We're here sitting in the truth while our friends are dead. All our best friends dead. The death penalty. They're gone. And here we are, alive. Here we are, sitting here in front of people teaching a goddamn class, while every friend that you had in the past went to the goddamn, got the needle. And here we are sitting in class teaching somebody. Come on, man. It's a miracle. It's a goddamn miracle. Christ went to her and said, well, where are thy accusers? They're gone. I'm a whore, and no one's trying to kill me. Barakatha Yahweh Yahushua. That is a miracle. That is a miracle. No one is here. No one is trying to kill me. Now what? Keep reading.
John chapter 8, verse 11. She said, "No man, Lord." And Yahweh said unto her, "Neither do I condemn thee."
Then I'm not going to kill you either, because there was one man there that day that could have thrown the first stone, because he was without sin, and he didn't kill her either. So now, what state is she in? Whoever can understand this will blow my mind. The people who are just like her didn't kill her, and the person who was better than her also didn't kill her. So what state is she in? She is in debt, because she's alive and she should not be. He should die. She realizes that. The law has not been done away with. No one has said, go and, have all the sex you want. You're free. You can be with whoever you want to be with. The law is in effect, and she is alive. And the men who should kill her realize that they deserve to die themselves. And the man who was worthy to kill her did not. But now she what? She owes this person who just gave her her life. She owes him. And that is you. You should not be alive. You should not be here. It's really injustice for you to be here. It's wrong. With the things you've done, with the people you've hurt. How are you here? How are you getting this opportunity? It's an injustice. Yet it was done for you. So that means you owe somebody. Who does this woman owe? Anyone want to give it a shot? Young man. You don't know him. He didn't give it a chance. Right? Who does she owe? Who made everyone drop their stones and leave? Christ, Yahushua in the Hebrew. She owes him because he's the one that gave her the chance. You understand? So her debt is owed to him. So if you owe someone now, you have to obey them because you live in their debt. Well, let's find out what he wants. Keep going.
And Yahushua said unto her, "Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more."
The law is done away with.
Go and sin no more.
The Lord got rid of the law because he saw we couldn't keep it.
Go and sin no more.
The law is from the past, and now in this day, modern day and age, you don't have to keep the law.
Go and sin no more.
If you're alive, if you're a whore and you haven't been killed, you owe someone. If you're a man that slept with another man's woman and you're not dead, you owe someone. If you celebrated Christmas and you're not dead, you owe someone. If you smoke weed, crack, cocaine, heroin, and you're not dead, you owe someone. If you've harmed someone's child, harmed someone's wife, or assaulted another black man, or assaulted an Hispanic man, or indigenous man, you should be dead, and you're not, which means you owe someone. And this is how you pay your debt. Never do it again. The law is not done away with. Christ, blow my mind, confirmed it. That's from about 2 hours ago. Y'all should have remembered that. He confirmed the law. You get my point? He fulfilled it. Does everyone understand? With that, pass the class over to Priest Officer GEN.YAHANNA.